tell you a little bit about the themes of my life, there's three things that I realized. And this is largely with the fact that my grandmother was a big part of my life, and she taught me three different themes that I stuck with: struggle, sacrifice, struggle, and love. When it comes to sacrifice, success comes from wanting to win. So if you got to want it bad. No shortcuts, pure sacrifice. And that means in education, even though I learned education not through school but through the School of Hard Knocks, the career as well as family. Struggle. Those who dream and count on luck get surrounded by jealousy. Those who dream and let struggle drive them get surrounded by ambition. You have no idea how many times people have come up to me and have actually read the headlines and said, "Wow, you got it pretty easy." And that kind of just, it's kind of a slap in my face because, there's a lot of struggle that went into that success. But that's the mindset some people choose to believe, because they basically have that uniform of why him versus why not me trying to go ahead and achieve the same success on my own by adapting this struggle. And most importantly, the last part, love. And what I mean by love, if you have a choice between hatred or forgiveness, pick forgiveness, because forward movement is everything. And this applies to life, this applies to the business world. And especially when you're in my shoes, where you're a 16-year-old and you've never ever faced reality and don't have an MBA to back you up into the kind of decisions that you'll end up making, you will get screwed. So that's basically the epitome of how the business world works, is that if you get mustered around how do you go ahead and get back at someone versus realizing, okay, you know what, I got screwed, now what? How do I go ahead and go on with my life, pick up where I left off, and go from there? And actually, another quick story, one of my favorite lectures that I did was actually last year at the London School of Economics. And I was pretty impressed because I walked into the school and there was basically a whole line out of people, and I was kind of confused because I'm like, I was expecting maybe 50, maybe 100 people, and there was basically 800 people that packed into this auditorium. And obviously there's a big Indian population, so there's a lot of Indians there as well. But shortly after this lecture, this guy came up to me and he said that, you know what, your story fascinates me because you can take the boy out of Punjab, but you can't take the Punjab out of the boy. And I kind of said, what do you mean by that? And he said that I'm a Sikh, so I can go ahead and tell you something that I learned from your story that actually applies to the mantras of Sikhism. And you must be tolerant to change. Always choose quality over quantity. Don't allow yourself to be vulnerable. And accept that everything happens for a reason. Who said business and religion didn't go hand in hand? But anyways, all of this applies to what we all go through day to day, and that is to wake up and make a choice. We can either choose to sleep, or we can choose to go ahead and wake up and make our dreams come true.